bunch of years ago, I stopped by to see a young man in his mid-20s. He was defiant, hostile to God, and his mom, she's a sweet, godly lady. She'd been praying for him, and she said, if you're ever over in this area of something, would you ever consider stopping by and talking to my son and just about the Lord? She said, I've talked to him. I've been praying for him. I'm continuing to pray. And I said, well, yeah, if I'm in that way sometime, I'll stop by. Well, it just so happened I was headed home. It was evening. I had to go right by there. And I stopped. And when I did, I pulled up in the yard, and he was out in the yard with some of his friends. And I walked up to him. I said, hey, my name's Ray Jones, and I'm with, and I called my church off, and I said, hey, I just wanted to come and talk with you for a few minutes, if I could, visit with you for a few minutes and talk with you about the Lord. And he said, my mother must have sent you. And they're kind of all laughing, and he gives me a little snarl and look and says, yeah, I bet she did. I said, well, actually, she loves you. And I said, she loves God, and she's concerned about your soul. And I said, so that's why I'm here. He said, y'all just relax. You don't have to worry about me. He said, in fact, I didn't get to even share the gospel with him. He said, I'll just tell you. He said, I'm going to hell. And I know I'm going to hell, and I don't care. I don't mind. And then he looked at his buddies who are all sitting over there, and they're kind of, they've all got beers in their hands, and so they've been having a good time already. And he looks over at them, and he kind of laughs, and they chuckle back because they're listening to the thing, you know. And he says, so, you know, I'm going to hell. But he said, I'll tell you this. When I get there, it's going to be one more great party. Now, I had to resist the temptation to say, you are an absolute moron. And I had to resist the temptation to just turn and say, so be it. Well, because and his buddies were all laughing about it. And I wrapped up the conversation, and I basically in a gentle way said, well, that's your choice. But it doesn't work the way he thinks. You know, there is a mindset. If there is a hell and I go to hell, it'll be all right because I'll have a bunch of my friends there with me. He said, all of my friends are going to be there and we're going to have this great party. It doesn't work that way. In fact, the Bible says, then I saw a great white throne and him who was seated on it. And from his presence, earth and sky fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and the books were opened. And then another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged by what was written in the books according to what they had done. And the sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one of them according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire. And anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was also thrown into the lake of fire. That's how it works. Listen, hell is real. It's just as real as that. It's not a joke. And you cannot change your mind upon arrival. People are not going to make it into hell and say, you know, this is a little bit warmer than I thought. This is a little different than I thought. I think, I think I'll take the other option. No, it's too late. Right now, that's why right now is so important. If you're not sure, today is the day of salvation. Today is the day to make that decision. Because hell is real. But it doesn't have to be your final destination. And that's why Jesus also talked about the kingdom. The wheat would enter into the kingdom where the wheat, he says, shines.